Knicks family, what's poppin'? We just witnessed the Knicks give another uninspiring performance, and we're going to talk about it right now. It's your boy, Simeon Russell. Let's get busy. Yes, sir. I'm very upset with the way the game went tonight. I didn't get to see the first half of the game, but I was keeping track of the score as I was watching my daughter's game, and they did win, by the way. But I saw that the Knicks had a 7-point lead in second quarter or whatever it was. By the time we got to halftime, they were down by 1. Next thing you know, they're down by 13 the next time I looked at the score. It hurt me. It hurt me because I was really hoping that the Knicks were going to be able to pull something together. But instead, we looked like a team that was uninterested. Yeah, Sean Michael Butler, I'm with you, bro. I'm getting annoyed, because we can perform much better than this. We can play better than this. So it befuddles me as to why. Yeah, what's popping, brother? It just befuddles me as to why we're playing this way right now at this point in the season when we know that every game right now matters, especially with the way the season, where we are at this point in the season. Every game matters. Every game is important. Every game is critical, and we're not playing that way. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit when we talk about urgency, but we're not playing that way. And somebody's got a lot of fire into this team, because if you expect to be a playoff team, then you've got to know when it's time to turn on that energy, when it's time to get aggressive, when it's time to be mean. We're not having it right now. Mighty Knicks, you said Phillips go after Miss Buckets instead of Frank. Oh, yeah. I know. Phillips in here. What's up, Phillips? Marty, Justin, Sean Michael Butler, Tony Crow. What's poppin', my bro? Everybody, I'm glad to see you here, even though we took a bad loss. To me, it feels like one of the worst of the season, just in the, not too worried about what the score says, but just in the way that we played, I do want to ask if anybody, I know some of you guys saw the first half, if any of you are interested right now in jumping on Skype and talking about the first half a little bit, because I didn't really see the first half, let me know. And you can jump on Skype right now, say your little bit of piece about the first half, and then we can get on with the recap. If not, I'll just move on with the recap and, look at some of these stats. I'm going to put in the chat how you can get on Skype. Okay. If you're interested in getting on live, and then we're going to see how this works out a little bit. Excuse me. We're going to see how this works out a little bit. I want to let me get this going for a second so I can make sure I get this in here. I want to try to have a little bit of order to it, when we get on Skype. I'll let you know when we're about to get on Skype, and then you guys will be able to call in. All right, and obviously I'm not going to be able to get to everyone, but I'm going to get to who I can when I can. All right, so if you are interested in getting on Skype, this is what you can search up right here. All right, NBK Live. You search that up on Skype, and we should be able to, I'll get the call, and then we'll be able to bring you up. All right, but I'll let you know when we're going to take it. Right now, if anyone wants to talk about the first half, Skype me, and we'll talk about the first half, and we'll let you get on and talk about the first half, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this on over here. You see the score right there, 121-103. 18-point loss after, being down 1 at halftime, a 20-5 run in the third quarter. That's another, the third quarter of doom. It's back. Jason Forbes, you said, don't watch the first half. It's a lie. I believe it. The third quarter of doom is back. We went through this last year. We went through it the year before then as well. But we're here again. And one of my biggest things about the third quarter is, to me, the start of the third quarter, when you get into that third quarter, it's coaching. When teams go into halftime, they make adjustments. One team comes out, maybe they make a run. But what I see are what I'm seeing right now is other teams, they might make a run. They might come out and play a little bit more aggressively. Whatever happens, you make some adjustments in the locker room. And I'm not seeing those adjustments being made. Other teams are making adjustments. We're not. We're coming out, we're doing, this is what we were doing. This is what we're going to continue to do. And that can't happen. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Let's take a look at the stats a little bit tonight. It's the play-by-play. Let me scroll back up. Let's get the... Okay, I thought I had the game stats up. See if we can get down. Okay, here we go. Box scores. Let's see what we did. Kyle Quinn had 13 points. McDermott had 10 points, but he didn't really shoot well. What I did notice, we did shoot well tonight as a team. I think we shot 47% from the field or something like that as a team. Yeah, we shot 47%. But we let the Wizards shoot 59%. 59% from the field. Right? That's crazy to me. You let a team shoot almost 60% from the field. Basketball is a game of mistakes. And it's evident that it's a game of mistakes by if a team shoots 48%, which is below 50%, that's good, right? Basketball is a game of mistakes. You minimize your mistakes. The team that makes the less mistakes usually wins. When you let a team shoot 60%, I mean, a good shooting night is 48% from the field. That's a decent shooting night. You let a team shoot 60% from the field. That's terrible defense. We gave up 121 points. That's crazy. That's terrible defense. And they only shot 61.5% from the free throw line, and they still scored 121 points. They out-rebounded us. 27 assists on the night. We had 19. Right? We still have 14 turnovers. All around, it was an all-around bad game. All around bad game, and yeah, I don't know. I'm highly disappointed. Not in the fact that we lost. That's okay. You're gonna lose, but we just looked like we weren't interested, and like we didn't want to play in the second half. In what I saw, and that's, you can't have it. You just can't have that, especially in this league. This is the most competitive league in the world. I don't care what other league you've played in. If you played in the G League, I don't care if you played overseas. There's not a league like the NBA. And you got to bring it every night in the NBA, because every team has talent in the NBA. And if you're not going to bring it, then you're going to get your butt handed to you every night. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring it. You got to bring it in the league. You got to come with energy. And I don't care. It's a 4-hour trip from New York to D.C., 4-hour trip. It's not like you're driving. You're in the NBA. You're not driving. There's food on the plane or food on the train, wherever it is. You got If you want, you can have other people carry your bags. Do whatever you want. You can get the rest. You're getting paid big bucks to come out here and perform and bring energy out onto the floor, and you're not doing it. It's uncalled for, and it's making me now begin to question the coaching, right? It's the coach's job to have the team ready to perform. It's the coach's job to get in their ass if they need to. Now, I gave Hornacek his props for holding the team accountable, but at some point, something's got to give. I don't know what it is that he has to do, what kind of strings he's got to pull, but these last 2 games are alarming to me because it makes me feel, are we just not mentally strong enough? Do we not have the mental endurance? Are we not tough enough? Or are we just not caring right now? Jason M., that's a good point. Maybe he should pull some starters to send a message. Maybe he should. Because if we don't do something, the season's going to be gone. And we won't be able to get it back. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not a bad thing. But if we're trying to teach the guys how to win, it is. I understand the whole thing about getting a higher draft pick. That's cool and all. But we want to teach the guys how to win. To teach the guys how to win, we need to be preparing to win. We need to come with an attitude to win. We need to come with the energy to win, the mentality to win. And if they're not, Jeff Hornacek needs to sit them down and don't play them. I don't care who it is. Don't matter. If they're not going to bring it, don't play them. That's what he did with Billy. Sat him down, don't play him. That's what he's got to do with, I don't care if it's KP, I don't care if it's Courtney Lee, Michael Beasley, Frank. If they're not bringing it, if they're not bringing the proper energy, sit them, because young guys like Frank, they're going to learn from the elders on the team. And so the coach can't play favorites, because then Frank is going to expect that for the rest of his career. He's impressionable right now. Every young player on the team is impressionable right now. You know what I'm saying? So we got to teach them the right way. So I'm just wondering, what's up? What's going on right now? What's happening? What is Hornacek doing? Where is he? What's happening? That I don't even know what else to say. What's happening? That's what I want to know. What's happening? I'm interested to see what he says in the press conference. And, I wish that I could get that a little bit earlier so we could put it up. But, and I'll keep looking. If someone comes across it, shoot it to me, shoot me a link or something like that, and we'll pull it up. All right. Now, lack of adjustments. I didn't see it in San Antonio, and I've seen it throughout the year on several occasions. Not many adjustments coming out from the locker room. And it concerns me, because if you're not going to make adjustments in the locker room, I know it's hard mid-game. It's hard during the stream of the game, in the middle of the quarter, to make an adjustment. It's difficult, because you're watching the game, you're seeing the game. That's why you got a lot of coaches behind you to talk about these adjustments. But halftime, you got a little bit of time. And with the technology that we have today, you have the ability to record the game and look back at it instantaneously. As a matter of fact, I believe the guys, the teams are allowed to have an iPad or some kind of pad or tablet on the bench so that they can go back and look at certain plays. If we have that ability, then we need to utilize that, because we're not making adjustments. Is it all on Jeff? I'm not going to say it's all on Jeff. It is and it isn't. It's on Jeff because he's the leader. He's the coach. He's the head coach. So he's got to find a way to get these adjustments in. But also the assistant coaches. Jeff is paying attention to the game. Jeff has to see what's going on. He can't see everything. Your assistant coaches have to be on the side taking notes. Your assistant coaches got to see the game as well, and they've got to be able to help you to make adjustments. Your assistant coach has got to be able to say, hey, Jeff, look at this here. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to that. Maybe we should make this adjustment or that adjustment, because he's not going to be able to see everything. And I'm not sure if we have the assistant coaching staff to do that. You know, yeah, you see that, Marty? You see who's killing you? Gortat. You got to do something about that. Exactly. You got to do something about that. You know, if John Wall is killing you, you know what? That's going to happen most likely regardless of what kind of adjustment you make. If Bradley Beal is killing you with the year that he's having, that's probably going to happen with any kind of adjustment you make. If Gortat is killing you, you need to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Because he shouldn't be killing you. He's a decent player, but he shouldn't be killing you like he killed us. What did Gortat have? Let's see if I can pull it up. Gortat had 21 points, 8 rebounds. I mean, that's all-star numbers from a mediocre center. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's uncalled for. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sometimes. But then you gotta play the chess game. And I don't see Hornacek doing that. You know, Bradley Beal had 27 points. John Wall, 25 points. What's this? 9 assists. Those guys are going to do that. And we knew that. We knew that coming into the game. Right? We knew that coming into the game. But, you know, the adjustments, like I'm saying, yes, his assistant coaches, they need to help out. They need to be on the bench, writing down adjustments, thinking of adjustments, presenting things to Jeff, either during the game or, go talk. 9 to 10, 90% from the field. That's crazy. Right? And then present those things to Jeff during halftime or even during the game if you get a chance to. The reason why, of course, falls on Jeff is because he's the leader. So he either has to tell them that I need adjustments, or if they're not giving him the adjustments that he needs, you got to say, hey, I need some new coaches in here that's going to come in and make adjustments. That's going to make the type of adjustments that I need. You know what I'm saying? He needs to bring in some coaches that run his style, run his system. Kurt Rambis doesn't do that. Right? Kurt Rambis is a triangle guy. He's not an up-tempo guy. So you know, what is Kurt Rambis? What's his role? What's his job? What is he doing? Is he making adjustments for you? Probably not, because he doesn't really know your system that way. Just like Jeff Hornacek didn't know the triangle when Phil tried to make him implement the triangle. It's almost reversed when you talk about Kurt Rambis. I think Jeff Hornacek needs to get some assistant coaches in there that knows what he wants to do, plays the way he or understands how he wants to play. You know, so what do you guys think, man? What do you think? Why is Kurt still here? I don't know, Felix. You know, that's a good question, and I'm not sure exactly what he does or what his role is. Jeffrey said, but the triangle is supposed to help open up the players. We're doing none of that. I feel like some of that would help us right now. Not saying go back to it. Well, what I'm saying, Jeffrey, I'm not saying anything for or against any style in my argument right now. What I'm saying is, if you have a certain system, you got to bring in guys. You bring in coaches that know how to run that system. Your assistant coaches know how to run that system. Your assistant coaches understand your philosophy. They understand what it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And the problem with Jeff Hornacek running the triangle is that he wasn't a triangle guy. He played in the triangle a little bit, but he wasn't a pure pledge triangle guy like Kurt Rambis was. Phil Jackson brought Kurt Rambis because he was a triangle guy. He brought in knucklehead coach there because he was a triangle guy. Right, Derek Fisher. He brought in Derek Fisher because he was a triangle guy. At least he had an idea. Said, I want to run the triangle. I'm going to bring in guys that run the triangle. Now Jeff Hornacek is here. He plays a speedball attack. Kurt Rambis runs the triangle. Those are two opposite styles of play. Can Kurt Rambis coach a speedball attack? I don't know. Maybe, but probably not the way that Jeff Hornacek really wants him to do it. So why is he here? What's he doing? He's obviously not the defensive coach. Tried that last year. Didn't work. You know, he's an associate head coach. What's that mean? You know, what's an associate head coach? I don't know. You know, so I think Jeff Hornacek needs to get some guys in that can help him make adjustments, that can make adjustments for him, present options for him. Okay, so Sam Smith, you said watch the post game and Jeff was smiling and laughing, answering questions. Your team just got whipped, cut it off. I hear you, right? See what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you can't be so cool about it. You know, because now that it's the same thing we're going to get to with no urgency. If Jeff Hornacek, we just got whipped, we didn't really play with any kind of defensive urgency. We didn't play with any kind of energy. We looked soft. And he comes out and he's smiling in the post-game interview. What's that? I'm not going to say it sends a message to the team that he doesn't care, but his demeanor is going to rub off on the team. The team is going to follow after their leader. He's the leader of the team. So if he kind of has that, oh gosh, type of attitude, that's what the team is going to have. You know, now I'm not saying he has to put the team in panic mode, but he should expect the team to come out and play with energy. And if he's pissed off at the end of the game because the team didn't, maybe he should display that in the interview. Let the team know this is not a joke. Yeah, I know he got after the team a couple of times in the locker room and some things like that, but maybe we need more. You know, maybe we need it more because the team right now they're not responding. They're not responding. These last two games, they didn't respond. You know, and I mean, they've lost 6 or 7. Obviously, something's not working. You know, obviously, something is not working. Ken Snippy Jr., there you go. You was screaming at the TV, trying to get Jeff Hornacek to light into his players. You know, and you know what? He protects his players a lot. I like that. That's cool. That's good. But sometimes you just got to light into him. I've seen him light into him a couple of times, but you might have to do it more, especially when you're getting your butt whipped like that. Shamik, you say, I doubt his frustrating in front of the media helps anything. But my point there, Shamik, is not that it's going to help anything right now, but it's going to send a message to the team, you know, that I'm really pissed off at the way you guys are playing. And he can do it. He can do it in the he can, of course, do it in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? But he can also let it show in the media. He doesn't have to put blame on anyone, but he can let it show because now, you know, people start talking and it puts a little bit more pressure, puts a little bit more heat on the guys to step up and perform. Because when he goes out and he's laughing it off, you know, he's cool and he's laughing it off, that's the same kind of attitude that the players are going to have. And the players are going to take that onto the court. I guarantee you Greg Popovich wouldn't be laughing that way. Not with a team that plays lackluster. I can understand if you took a loss. You took a loss. Your team played hard every step of the way. You took a loss. I get that. That's cool. You step out there and you have a couple of jokes. That's okay. But when your team didn't come to play, it's not a joke. There's nothing to laugh about, man. These guys are getting paid. People are paying their money to watch guys play. People are spending time, taking time out of their life to dedicate to this team. The least they can do is come out and put energy on the floor. Marty said, I was waiting for Cantor to be our vocal leader. Cantor's kind of been lost the last couple of days, Cantor, what do you have? 17 minutes tonight, I think. Yeah, Cantor had 12 points, 4 rebounds. I don't know if it's injury or I don't know if it's been matchups that have caused Cantor to, not play as much or lose some minutes. But he hasn't been, he hasn't really been getting on the floor as much as he was in the past. And, I have some questions about it. I think Cantor should be on the floor. I do understand his defensive liabilities, especially in crunch time, but he obviously provides something to us. I think he might still be hurting, though. He provides something to us. I hope it's not that the Knicks are trying to keep his value down so he doesn't opt out at the end of the season. I doubt it, but sometimes I think crazy like that. Yeah, Jason, there's always a lot of Knicks. Jason, were you at the game? There's always a lot of Knicks fans in D.C. I didn't make it to this one. I think they're playing again in D.C. this year. Hopefully I'll be able to make it there. Jason M., you say he should be frustrated and it shows. Cruz, you say, I think smiling and laughing is caused by nervousness and anxiety. It could be, maybe. Maybe. Express some frustration. You know what I'm saying? Show some frustration. You don't always have to be cool. Especially when you're at a point in the season. We're walking a thin line right now at this point in the season. It's not, it's time to really be serious. If we're going to make it to the playoffs, we want to be in the playoffs, we got to wake up and be serious. Regardless of who's here or who's not here, we've got to be, we got to be ready to go. Tony Crow, you say, Beasley is unstoppable going to the basket. He and Frank should start. You know what? We called it last night. We said Beasley could go off. He probably didn't play the amount of minutes that he should have. He went off a little bit in that third quarter. Let's see what Beasley, well, this is not really showing the minutes, I don't think. But Beasley had 20 points, 8 rebounds. Oh, yeah, it is showing his minutes. Let me see. Michael Beasley played 25 minutes. Probably should have had 35 minutes. Michael Beasley, he's in his rhythm right now, and we need to use that because there's not many people. Hey, he said it. Beasley said it. Nobody can stop him, right? They asked him, when did you feel like you was hot? He gave his birth date. You know what I'm saying? That's his mentality, and we need that kind of bravado right now on the floor. Probably need to be letting Beasley just go ahead and get his and play a little bit more. Make sure that he's staying within the system, though. Make sure he's staying within the system, but let him play. 14 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's right. It was fourth quarter he was killing it. Make sure Beasley stays within the system, but let that man play. Let that man get his thing on because, KP right now is off and on. And Beasley has been primarily consistent. You know, he's been getting his. So I think we need to, we probably need to up his minutes or start him. Yep, January 9th, 1989. We probably need to up his minutes, start him. We need him out there on the floor because he's providing a lot. Not only, he also had, 3 assists tonight as well. So it's not like he's just pounding the ball. Yeah, he does have some super stupid turnovers sometimes, but you got to give something to get something sometime, right? Beasley had 2 turnovers tonight. But we need Jeff to get out there, and we need Jeff to make some adjustments. He needs his staff to start making some adjustments. If not, the season could be coming to an end. We're going to talk about that, but the season could be coming to an end if he doesn't make these adjustments that we need. His coaching staff doesn't make the adjustments that we need, because right now we're not looking real good. So I'm gonna open it up. Anybody want to Skype in? I'll take 2 people Skyping in. Anybody want to Skype in? If you want to Skype in, go ahead and Skype in. I'll put it up one more time. And you bring that up. I should be able to. I should hear it ringing, and I'll get a little message on the screen. So let me know if you want to Skype in. We're currently 13th in the draft. I don't even want to look at the draft right now, to tell you the truth, man. I want to try to pull this out. I want to try to pull this out as much as we can. I want to try to tread at that 500 until Tim Hardaway gets back. Tim Hardaway, we'll do a little bit of update. Got a little video. You guys probably seen it, but we try to hold off as much as we can until Hardaway gets back. You say he tried every combo, but we don't have the tools. Who said that? D. Gons. Well, maybe we don't have the same talent as other teams, right? I get that. But when you lose to teams like Chicago, you have the talent to beat Charlotte. When you lose to those teams, you should beat those teams. You have the same amount of talent or more as those teams. I can understand San Antonio. I can even understand losing to the Wizards, right? I thought that we could match up a little bit better because our bigs should have been better. I knew we would have trouble with the guards, but our bigs should have been – we should have been able to neutralize it a little bit with our bigs, with KP, with Beasley, but we did kind of figure – KP might have a rough night with Morris guarding him. But teams like Atlanta, yes, Mars, right? We should beat them guys. Those are teams that we should be, saying we don't have the tools against. We have the tools against them. The better teams, we may not, but we have the tools against them. We got to use them, though. We got to use our tools. If Beasley is the guy that's getting it done, let Beasley get it done. I don't care who the leader is supposed to be. I don't care who's supposed to be your best player, the player that's on the marquee and all that. Play the guy that's getting it done. You play the guy that's getting it done, everyone's going to be on the marquee. Everyone's going to live a little bit. Steve, that's exactly what we're talking about, Steve Marthone. Why are we not making adjustments at the half? We can look on television and see things that are happening, but they're in the game. They feel it, right? They got the energy of it. They know what's happening out there. They got to make those. They got to make those adjustments, and them not making the adjustments to come into that third quarter and be successful. Goku, you said Knicks always lose to bums, but we play great with popping teams. Yeah, it happens that way. We didn't play great these last 2 games, though. You know, San Antonio's a good team. Wizards a good team. They're playing well. They're, 22-16 now. We didn't play well against them. We looked like a team that was on the bridge, about to fall off the bridge. That's what we're looking right now. You know, urgency, and this is part of the reason why I'm so upset. I'm a little bit livid right now. You know, listen, I just left my daughter's basketball game, JV team and a varsity team. Watched both games, and the energy that they played with. You know, they're all over the floor. These kids, they're not playing for money. They're playing because they love the sport, because they love the game, you know. And they're out there playing their heart out, getting knee burns, blood on the floor, playing their heart out. And then I come home and I watch guys that's getting paid millions of dollars to do this for their career not put out that same kind of energy on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, of course, if you looked at the the JV game and then you looked at the NBA game, you know, would say, well, you know, of course they're gonna have more energy on the floor, or they're gonna look like they have more energy on the floor. But relatively, them young girls play much harder. You know what I'm saying? It's no reason why them guys can't come out every game. There's no excuses to me. I don't care if you play back to back. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You've got to come out. You've got to come out and do it and put it out there on the floor. No urgency. You know, we're down 18. 8 minutes left in the game. And I'm looking at the body language. The body language didn't say that they gave up. It looked like they were still trying to play to win. But the body language said to me, oh, we got it. Maybe those comeback wins earlier in the season hurt them a little bit in the way of them believing that they will always be able to come back. You know, and of course it wasn't the case tonight. It wasn't the case last night. Hasn't been the case 6 out of the last 7 games. You know what I'm saying? But maybe those games back then kind of gave us that mentality now, because it didn't look like, okay, Goku, I'm glad you're back. I was going to ask you about that. I'm glad you're back. It didn't look like they had the urgency. It didn't look like they were in a desperate mode. And right now they should be in a desperate mode. We're 18-20 on the season, 2 games below 500. Right? We are. Let's try to pull this. Oh, where'd I go? 2 games below 500. In the 9th spot, but it could change right now. Let's check out the scores. Philadelphia just beat San Antonio. They're now 18-19, so they just leapfrogged ahead of us. All right, so Philadelphia just leapfrogged ahead of us. All right, they're now in the 9th seed. We're in the 10th seed. All right, Indiana, they lost tonight. This would have been our chance. This would have been our chance to get back into that 8th spot, because I believe we have a tiebreaker against Atlanta. I think we would have had a chance to get back into that 8th spot. Now we go to Miami, they've won 2 in a row. They're 9-9 at home, playing 500 at home. They have a winning record on the road. That's going to be a tough game, right? They're not going to look to, they're not going to roll over for us. It's a team that we can beat, but right now, I don't know if it is. 3 weeks ago, we would have said, okay, we're going to run over Miami. That's a team we'll beat. Right now, I don't know. We all said it's a team that we should beat and can beat. I don't know right now, because We're not playing. We're not the same team. We're not the same team we were 2 weeks ago. We're a different team. We're a different team. And I don't feel like we have the urgency. I don't feel like we have the urgency that we're supposed to have. I don't feel like we're looking at the season and looking at the schedule, looking at the standings and saying, we need these wins. Because if not, we might be done. I'm sure they're probably looking and saying, it's not the time to panic. No, you don't have to panic, but you got to play like it means something. And right now, we're not really playing like it means something. That's what I see. No urgency. Tamika, you say we will win. You think we're going to beat Miami? We're going to go down there and beat Miami? Let me see. When did we play them? Well, we played them on... Schedule right quick. I hope we go down there and beat Miami. We need to. We need something right now. We really do. Yeah, we played Miami Friday, 8 o'clock. But we need something right now. But Miami's tough. When is Timmy coming back? We don't know. We don't know, D-Gons. He's, we're going to do a little update a little bit later on. Tim's coming back sometime. Yeah, sometime this month. And we might as well, since we're talking about him, let's go ahead and flip over to Hardaway real fast. Since we're talking about Timmy, let's flip over to him real quick. It looks like he could be coming back the end of this month. He has been working out, warming up with the team a little bit. So I'll go ahead and bring this over. This is from Ian Begley. I'm sure you guys know who Ian Begley is. So this right here, I know it's probably a little bit blurry, but this is our boy here getting some shots up. Looking like, there's not a lot of pressure, of course. Stopped on me, huh? This our boy here. He's getting some shots up. Not a lot of pressure, of course, but he's moving well. So hopefully he'll be back. It's nice to see him out there just working out a little bit, though. Nice to see him out there doing that. Hopefully we can get this guy back soon because we definitely need him. We need him on the floor. We need him doing the things that Tim Hardaway does. You know what I'm saying? The things that he was doing earlier in the season that really got us there. So, Tim Hardaway, and what he says here, Ian Begley, that's a brief look at Tim Hardaway before last night's game. This is before the San Antonio game. He seems to be progressing toward a return sometime this month. The Knicks have felt his absence lately, and Lord knows that's the truth. We've definitely felt his absence lately, and we need to get him back. So hopefully Hardaway will be back by the end of this month. If we can get Hardaway back by the end of this month, then, maybe we can make a move. But we got to stay around that 500 spot, Yeah, I don't know what it is. It looks like, am I back up? It's lagging a little bit. Hopefully it's back up. Hopefully it's back up and good. I'm looking at my stream strength. My stream health. At one point it went out, but it looks like it's back. All right. Ishmael, how late are you? We're about 45 minutes in. About 45 minutes in. Yeah, Mark, he's gonna be rusty when he returns. He'll be a little bit rusty. He'll need to knock off the rust a little bit, but I think just his presence might help I think he'll be able to draw some heat off of KP. Open up the lanes a little bit more for KP, and maybe guys will start falling back into their role a little bit. He said, how did Philly beat the Spurs? I don't know, man. I mean, Philly got a lot of talent and they're good, and they got a big guy that's almost unstoppable. So, that's probably how they beat them. Mukut, hopefully I said your name correctly. He says, should start trading some players like Cantor or Beasley, get some young players. Well, you're not going to trade Beasley because Michael Beasley he's on a veteran's minimum contract, only making $2 million a year, and he's and it's a 1-year contract. So he's a free agent at the end of the summer. So you're not going to trade him. No one's going to trade for him. No one's going to give up anything from Michael Beasley unless you're throwing him into a bigger trade. People are probably not going to trade for Cantor either unless they're throwing him into something bigger, because Cantor has an opt-out at the end of the season. And if he doesn't want to be wherever he's traded to, he can opt out and go wherever he wants. So the Knicks have to tread carefully, because right now we have a glut at the big man spot, but by the end of the summer, our cupboards could be bare at the big man spot, because Cantor has an opt-out at the end of the season. He can choose to opt out. Kyle O'Quinn can choose to opt out. Most people believe he will choose to opt out, because he's only making like $4 million a year. So I don't know if Cantor's the guy that you trade. And I don't think you trade Michael Beasley. As a matter of fact, if we can remain around 500 and we want to make a push for the playoffs, we're going to need Beasley. We're definitely going to need Beasley. No one does a... Yeah, you're right about that, Ishmael. No one does a fake comeback quite like the Knicks. But I don't know. Even though I'm harping on Hornacek and I'm harping on the Knicks, I don't think it's a good idea for us to do a trade by the trade deadline to push us into the playoffs. Because if you're looking for a player that's going to push us into the playoffs, you're probably talking about someone who has a contract, a hefty contract, and then you're talking about someone who is going to demand, in order to trade for this person, this guy, we're going to have to give up something. So if we're trying to give up something, that means teams are going to want somebody that's young. And I don't think right now we don't want to give up anything young, because we are rebuilding and we're trying to build something. So if we mess around and trade some young guys for a veteran player or something, then we're messing with our future. To try to get into the playoffs this year, we don't want to do that. We want to continue to build. We're gonna be frustrated sometimes, I know, because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated tonight, but I think we got to continue to build. Now, unless we're doing a trade that brings us somebody that's young and assets for the future, that's cool. I get that. That's cool. That works. But we've got to be careful, that we don't trade to try to get into the playoffs and then give up some of our young guys and some of our future. So if we make a trade, we need to trade for someone that's young, healthy, a pick, some people like that. And I know, guys, I'm sorry, that the stream keeps lagging a little bit for some reason. I'm watching it. Kind of watching on YouTube just to see what my stream health is. For some reason, it keeps dipping down and then coming back. Maybe lines are frozen or something. I don't know, because it's cold out. But So hopefully it seems good right now. Hopefully it stays good for the remainder of the show. Anybody want to get on Skype? Ishmael, you trying to get on Skype? What about Tony Crow? You trying to get on Skype? Somebody. I'd like to get you guys. I want you guys to be part of the show, man. Here it is right there. Just search that up on Skype and call in. Oh yeah, all right, cool, Jeffrey. I don't want you to lose your job, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you giving out any top secrets on YouTube and lose your job. So that's cool. But yeah, anybody want to get on, man, just ring the bell. Ring the bell. We'll get you on here. So let me ask you this. We know we know Hardaway could be close to coming back. We got a rough stretch ahead of us. Is the season slipping though? That's what I want to know from you. I think some of you believe the season probably is slipping. I want to know, do you think the season is slipping? Because I'm a little nervous. I don't want to say the season is slipping yet, but when I see performances like we've seen the last 2 games, it makes me feel like it's beginning to slip away, especially when I look at what we have to face this month. And we've talked about it for a while that this was going to be the moment of truth. This month was going to be the moment of truth. Is it slipping away? You say if we're losing, then it's slipping. I mean, you can take a couple of losses. You can take Jeff. You can take a couple of losses and then bounce back. But from the way that we look right now, I'm not sure if we can bounce back. I hope we can bounce back, but just from what I'm seeing from them on the floor, the lack of energy, the lack of urgency, the lack of adjustments, those things are scary. You know what I'm saying? Mark, you say not yet. The next 5 games are crucial. I agree. The next 5 games are definitely crucial. See, Jeff, that's what I'm talking about. I agree with you right there. It's the way that we're losing. It's not just the fact that we're losing. It's the way that we're losing. We're losing, and it's like we don't care that we're losing. We don't have the urgency to try to fight. You're going to get down points. You're going to get down 18 points. You'll get down 20 points. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, you want to see the guys step in and say, okay, we got to scrap this up to try to get back in the game. We got to scrap it up. Low energy, exactly. We got to scrap it up to get back in the game. And we're not, excuse me, we didn't see it the last 2 games. We didn't see that kind of fight. Even though they might make a little mini run. Those mini runs most of the time is because the other teams are kind of playing a little bit lazy, right? Because they have a big lead on us. But we're not giving that kind of energy out there, and it's hurting us. It's hurting us big time. And we're gonna end up, and that's what makes me afraid that the season could be slipping away right now. Our next 5 games are going to be tough. We know that. Because they're on the road, even though we're playing teams that we should beat, I feel like they're going to be tough because I feel like we're not the same team. The same team that we thought, we beat the Pelicans. We say, okay, we had a bad stretch. We bounced back, but then we bounced back. We beat the Pelicans, and then we take 2 losses. Not just 2 losses because we played 2 very good teams. Not just 2 losses where we didn't have energy, and that's an issue. And it was an issue last year as well. Two different teams. Here you go. Here's the equation. 2 different teams, but the same issue. two different teams start off the season on a high note, playing well, but then at this point in the season start to lose. There's only one constant. That's Hornacek. I'm not ready to say Hornacek just has to go right now, because it could just be a coincidence and we could respawn. But just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's NBK Live, but there's a space in between. You say you can't find it. So it's NBK, and there's a space in between. So let me know if you have any success, Marty. If not, I might be able to get you on. I might be able to get another Skype name up that you can look up. All right. Because once you do it, and if you find it and you call, I should get a notification here. But right now, I don't have any kind of missed calls or anything like that. So, now Jeffrey, I'm not sure what the total conversation was, but I do see that you're saying our goals are set to come to fruition in 3 years. Yeah. That is, that is right. We need to have a long-term outlook on things. We got to have a long-term outlook, but that doesn't mean that we don't bring that energy every night. Ken Sniff, you say you got to run. All right, bro. Definitely, man. And we'll definitely be back on Friday night. All right. We'll definitely be back on Friday night. You said, would you be able to call? I'm still working that out, DR Kid. I'm still working that out to be able to get the call into the live stream, without putting my personal number out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still working that out. We'll be able to get that up soon, though. Now, if you are able to Skype, you don't have to show yourself. If you have Skype, you can download the app. Doesn't take long. You don't really have to show yourself. You can just use your voice and just talk through that. Vaughn Allen says it's a lot of b-ball left to be played, but I honestly think that if we are focusing on making trades for the first round picks, potentially picking up other young guys that can build off the little foundation. We have this current group, guys like O'Quinn, end up being the ghost of Knicks past, getting rings with other franchises. I like to see the ups and downs of a unit team for 82 games. I agree with you. There. And I don't think that we should be making any kind of trades right now that hurt our future. So I'm definitely with you on that, Vaughn. Jeff, you say use a Google number. Yeah. I just have to work out how to make sure, because my live stream, I got to make sure it works with my mixer. So that's something I've been working on too, using the Google number. Making sure that it works live with my mixer and coming out to you clearly. So just a little bit of testing that I got to go through, and to make sure that when I give the number out, I have a way. With the Skype, it's kind of, one person calls, I can get them on. I have it all set up where people will be able to see them. With the phone number, I want to make sure that I'm able to, some people call, get them on hold. So there's some things that I'm working out, but pretty soon it'll be there. Pretty soon it'll be all up and going. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do, Marty. Since you can't find that, let's see if we can do this one. Now, I know you'll find this one, but we got to make sure it's the right one. All right. See if we can get this one. Search for just my name, Simeon Russell. All right, Simeon, and the last name, all caps, Russell, and you should see the NBK logo. All right, and put it in Simeon Russell, and tell me what you see when it comes up. All right, because you may see a couple of my names. You may see one that says Sim Russ. There are a few of them, so tell me what you see, and then we'll try to get you up there. Shamik, you say Frank, Tim Hardaway Jr., Doug Beasley, and KP. That's your starting lineup? That's your starting lineup? Did I find out about Trey Burke? No, I didn't. I have a lady that I that I communicate with at with the Westchester Knicks, and she excuse me, she didn't hit me back or anything. You know what I'm saying about Trey Burke. So I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to talk to whoever I can to find out some more information about Trey Burke. If I get anything about him, I'm gonna find out. Well, there's probably, if you search my name, there's probably a few Simeon Russells up there, Marty. The one I'm talking about, you would see the NBK logo. Nah, that's S. Russell 35. No, that's not mine. It would just be straight up Simeon Russell. But try calling it. If it rings here, then we're good. But I don't think that's it. Ishmael, you say you'd be surprised if the Knicks make the playoffs. We'll see. Ishmael, I mean, not sources like that, but I'm trying. Wait a minute, DR Kid, which one did you find? Did you find NBK Live? Let me know what you found. D-Gons, you said, I just want us to run Frank to attack the basket. Don't mind the growing pains. I'll go for him in the team. I'm with you. Definitely want to see Frank attack the basket. But it won't let you call. Okay, so I guess I got to work out the kinks. Skype. Sometimes it's hard to search on Skype. I don't know what it is. I had my son search that NBK Live today, and it came right up. For some reason, sometimes it's hard to search on Skype. Yeah. Okay, we got somebody calling in. Marty. I think I got my man Marty up. Okay. Hey, Marty, hold on for 1 minute. All right, I'm gonna get you up there. Huh? Can you see me? I can't see you. I can see a picture of you, but I can't see you right now. I want to say, how you guys doing? Hold on. I'll get you on the speaker. I'm gonna get you on the speaker in a minute. All right. Right now I don't have it coming out to the speaker, but I'm gonna get you on the speaker in 1 minute. All right. Get you up there in 1 minute. But just stay on. My man Monty, there you go. All right. So, what I'm going to do now, we got Marty on the line. I'm going to jump on over here. Got my man Marty right there. Marty, what's popping, man? I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. All right, so Marty, all right, they can hear you now. Go ahead and give a shout out to everybody.
I want to say shout out to Tony, Ishmael, and what's his name? The hater for Frank Hater.
Oh man,
Phillips.
okay.
I got the KP jersey right here.
All right.
I love your show, man. I tune in every day. I'm very shy. I'm very camera shy.
Appreciate that, bro. So tell me what you think, man.
I want.
You think what do you think about this next game against Miami? What do you think? What do you think we're gonna do?
We're probably gonna lose. I was thinking early in the season. I was very optimistic early in the season. Now we're struggling. I don't know. He's not adjusting, like you said. He's not adjusting to the other teams, and it's hurting us big time.
Yeah. I feel you. I think
I'm very,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous.
Oh man, no, it's cool, bro. I mean, I get it.
But
That's okay.
I'm on to show you love, man. I want to come in there and show you love.
I appreciate that, bro. Well, look, hopefully you call back again now that you got it. Now we're connected.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So much.
We'll definitely be able to do that again. All right. So, I mean, if that's what you want to do, you got any question you wanted to ask, any comments you wanted to make?
Let's see. What should we do the next game? What should we do differently?
I think we need to adjust the starting lineup the next game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that I honestly think it's time to give it to give Beasley a chance to start next to KP to see what happens.
Definitely.
I think
needs to sit back a little bit.
Huh?
I don't take. KP needs to take it easy and sit down a little bit.
Yeah. KP, because I think with Beasley out there, it can help. If you have Beasley out there, I think we can help to take some pressure off of KP. Then maybe to open it up for KP a little bit more. Because right now in the starting lineup, Courtney Lee can score, but he's not really He's not gonna pull in the kind of attention that you need to spread the floor out for KP. So I think if you bring Beasley in there, he's going to bring a little bit more attention because everyone knows that Beasley can go score and that Beasley can go get it. Yeah. So I think if you bring Beasley in there, it'll help to ease some pressure off of KP. Then maybe we can see KP get some easier shots up.
Definitely. Make buckets. Oh, my God. He's getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
He's not taking advantage of the Tim Hardaway being out.
Yep. I agree with you. We need bucket. We need Dougie Fresh to.
Yeah, we need at least two people to step up.
Yeah.
And that's not happening right now.
Yeah, it's not happening. We need Dougie Fresh to step up. He was playing great, but that's what happens when you got role players. You know what I'm saying? Role players. Sometimes role players, they're gonna have it going, but for the most part, role players, you're gonna have to. You gotta find shots for them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can make it back, and hopefully Dougie can get it going because we're gonna need him if we're gonna try to keep this thing going throughout this January. If we're gonna be able to stay 500, we're gonna need Dougie.
All year I was hoping we make the playoffs.
We're gonna need Dougie to step up. But he's a role player, so sometimes when you have role players, it's hard for them to adjust to everyone. It's hard for them to adjust when you get a player out. You hope that they can step up, but sometimes they just don't have it. He may not just have it yet. He's still growing. He's still a young guy. So hopefully Dougie will be able to. We get someone. We get Hardaway back. Dougie, Courtney Lee, all them guys can go back into the regular roles. So Marty, Jeffrey said, who's your favorite player?
I don't even Snapchat, I swear to God. Even on Snapchat, I don't get on video, man. But for you, man, I had to get on here. The best show. I have to support you, man.
Appreciate that, bro. So who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite player on the team?
I got to go KP still. A lot of people are, he's still unicorn. He's still our franchise guy. So I hope he's not falling into this Melo, learning from Melo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's going to adapt. I hope he adapts.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll adapt to, he has he's got to adapt. He's got a big adjustment to make being
Oh,
the
yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to be the guy.
And Pat, double team. That's everybody's gonna see that and attack him right away, and he's gonna lose the ball. So
Yep.
turnovers. So
Right, right. You know, double teams, triple teams. He's getting so it's it's a little bit it's new for
I
him. He's
can't
got
say
to learn.
comment, but there's a lot of guys on there that we go back and forth. So
Yeah,
uh, I'll get them tomorrow. I'll read the comments later on and.
yeah. All right, definitely. Well, look, I had somebody else
Oh,
that was calling in. I think
yeah,
Dr.
thank
Kid
you
was.
so much, man,
Huh?
for your time. Seriously,
Appreciate
thank
it,
you.
man. And
So
definitely Friday. Call back on
oh,
Friday,
all right,
and
sounds. I'll
we'll try to
prepare it
keep
on
this
Friday.
rocking.
I don't know what to say, and I'll bring a question out or something like that. So
All
I'll be
right,
more prepared.
that's cool. Hey, we just getting started. We're working out the kinks. You know what I'm saying? So all you guys that are coming in now, like you guys are the pioneers. You know what I'm saying? You guys are the pioneers while we're working out all the kinks. So while the show is not perfect now, you guys are helping us to work out the kinks,
Yeah,
and
don't forget
hopefully
about it.
sometime down in the future we got a really, really, really nice show going together, and we're gonna ride this thing out together and make it right.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate
Bless
it.
up. All right,
All
have a
right,
good
man.
night.
So we're gonna let I think it was Dr. Kitty was calling in. We're gonna let him go ahead and
I'm
call
all
in. All right. All right,
right, thanks.
Monty. Thanks for calling
Thank you.
in, bro. All right. All right. That was my man, Marty Knicks. Um, who's calling in. Anybody else? Dr. Kid, I see you were calling in. Um, I think that was you calling in. You can go ahead and call in. All right. And I'll get you. Ishmael, you said, did you realize that KP got pretty frustrated with the guards when the guards couldn't get him the ball? You know what? I didn't see that. I had to. I'm gonna need to go and look back at the game again and check it out. Manuel Perez. All right, let's see what's up with Manuel Perez. What's up, my brother? Just 1 second. I'm gonna get you on over here. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna bring you in real fast. All right. Now you're probably gonna have to. If you got me playing in the background, you probably have to turn me down. Everyone, this is Manuel. Manuel, what's poppin' with you, my man? All day, all day. You got something you want to say?
Well, I want to give a shout out to all my Knicks fans out there, all my real Knicks fans out there. Don't worry, 2 or 3 more years of this, and we'll finally have a winning team.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this: Do you think right now? Do you think that the season is You think the season hangs in the balance right now?
I say if we don't win, I say we have to win possibly 2 out of the next 3 if we want to save this season.
Okay. 2 out of the next 3. So the two out of our next 3 games we play against we played Miami, we played Dallas, then I think we played Chicago home, right? I think.
All 3
Let's
winnable games.
They are 3 winnable games. Miami's probably the toughest, right? Miami's probably the
Yeah,
toughest. Um and then Dallas is playing better. Dallas
yeah,
is
they are.
definitely playing better.
But I wanted to ask you something because I was having a discussion with one of my friends earlier today, and he was talking about how he feels like what the Knicks are really missing is an interior presence, a defensive rim protector.
A defensive rim protector.
And he's taking DJ, but I'm saying I'm fine with Cantor because Cantor is our guy going ahead. I'm sticking with Cantor for at least the next 4 seasons. I don't want to give up all those assets just to get DJ for 1 year. He could just leave.
Yeah, I don't think we want to give up assets to get DJ unless if we were getting DJ, we would need to know that DJ is going to be there for a while. You know what I'm saying? But we
Yeah,
got a lot of big men. If we were going to get DJ, we'd have to give up We'd have to give up Noah. Noah would have to go, and they don't want Noah. You know, we Cantor doesn't really provide us that defensive presence, so I do understand what he's saying. You know, Cantor is an offensive guy. Part of the reason why he hasn't been able to continuously get 20, 30, 35 minutes in the league is because he doesn't have that defensive presence. You know, Joakim Noah, he has a defensive presence, but he's not a great shot blocker. KP, like Jason Emmett saying, he's one of the best shot blockers in the league, coming from the weak side. You know, like he gets a lot of shots blocked from the weak side, but he's not strong to handle guys down low in the post. You know, so what your friend is probably saying is that we need a guy like DJ that he can block shots and he can handle guys in the post. You know,
exactly.
I get that, but I don't think at this point you give up the farm to get someone like DJ, especially like you're saying, if he can leave at the end of the year and just be gone. You know what I'm saying? Now, that lowers his value a little bit to teams. You know, so teams aren't going to give up a lot unless they know that he's definitely going to re-sign with them. But I think right now, you know, that's not the kind of – if we got DJ, he's not going to put us over the top and all of a sudden we're a contending team. You know what I'm saying? He's going to cost us a lot of money. I think right now we got to continue to build. You bring in a guy like DJ, a guy like that, when you say, okay, this guy puts us over the top. I think that's when you go get him. Right now we continue to build. Make the playoffs or not. Of course, we continue to fight for the playoffs, but I don't think we got to make trades to go get guys that are going to try to push us into the playoffs and then we lose in the first round. I think we continue to build. Win or lose, we continue to build, we continue to fight, we try to make the playoffs, and then later on, 3 years, 2-3 years from now, like you said, 2 or 3 years from now, we'll be one of those, we'll be a really good team. Then is when you take the chance to get a guy that'll put us over the top.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah. So.
And one more thing I wanted to throw in your direction. He also mentioned, and I completely forgot about this, Jimmy Butler is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. You think the Knicks should try and give him a call, see if he will be able to come by and help us out as well?
Jimmy Butler right now, I don't know how much money we're really going to have at the end of the season to try to pull in a Jimmy Butler. I don't think we have enough money. You know, Jimmy Butler is going to, you know, he's going to demand $30 million or something like that, maybe. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that kind of money to try to bring in a Jimmy Butler. And if we did, you know, then now you got to glut with Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Jimmy Butler.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And now, of course, if we did try to bring in a Jimmy Butler, we'd probably move some pieces around, so you may get rid of a Courtney Lee and a Doug McDermott or something like that to bring in a Jimmy Butler. I don't think that Jimmy Butler's gonna be on the Knicks' radar though. You know, I think, you know, if we're gonna get guys, how old is Jimmy Butler?
I think he's I believe he's 28, 27,
like
around
28.
those.
See, I think guys like that age right now, you know, they've been in the league a while. They got big contracts. If we're going to get a guy like that age, it's going to be someone like Michael Beasley's on a minimum contract. You know, it's going to be someone like that. I think we're looking to get guys that are young, like 25 and under, so that they're reaching their prime in 3 years from now. You know, 3 years from now, when, because let's put it like this: if you try to bring in Jimmy Butler this summer, we're still not going anywhere because our team, you know, we're still really, really young. Now, if you bring in a Jimmy Butler this summer, that means you're trying to win today, because 3 years from now, Jimmy Butler's going to be 31, right?
Yeah.
So if you bring in a Jimmy Butler now, that means you're trying to win today. So that means you got to go out and try to find a veteran point guard, you know, and surround them with veteran players to try to win it, try to be a contender. And we're not ready for that. You know, KP's not ready for that. You know, KP still has some growing and learning to do. Frank's not ready for that. He's got some growing and learning to do. You know, Tim Hardaway is probably not ready for it. He's got some growing and learning to do. But you look, like you're saying, in 3 years, these guys, Tim Hardaway be 28 in 3 years. He'll be primed and ready to go. He'll be at the height of his level, the height of his powers. Who else? Frank. He'll be, he'll be
24.
22 years old. He'll still be learning, but he'll be much better. KP will be just entering his prime. You know what I'm saying? So I think, with the Jimmy Butler thing, I don't think it's time for that yet. I think he's another one of those guys in 3 years, 2020, that summer of 2020, we talk about we'll have money. That's the time that you go to get those type of guys. But at that time, Jimmy Butler's going to be 31. We'll be looking for someone who's 26, 27, 28, that fills that spot. So
a Kawhi Leonard possibly, but I don't think he's going to leave San Antonio.
Yeah. You know what? None of them guys leaving San Antonio, man. Them guys getting in San Antonio, they love it there. You know what I'm saying? They have the good culture. They have the right kind of organization. They win. They're not leaving San Antonio. That's part of the reason why they're always good. They get good players and they want to stay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's why I hope the Knicks built that winning culture, so we'll be able to pull that off.
Exactly. If we can build that kind of culture, then we can do that. Then we can start winning all the time. You know what I'm saying? Then we can be that type of we can be the model.
Yeah, man.
The model organization. Yeah. Nary John, you said you think Greg Pop wants Frank on the Spurs. He better stay away from Frank, man. Don't do it. Stay away from Frank. All right. Well, Manuel, I'm glad you called in, man.
Thank you for me.
I'm gonna move this over. Hopefully, somebody else is. We'll see if somebody else wants to get on the line. And this was the first one, so we're working out the kinks a little bit, and pretty soon we'll have this down. You know what I'm saying? And we won't be trying to figure out who's doing what. We'll have this down. So I thank you guys for calling in. I appreciate you guys spending the time with me here, and I'm not logging off, but I'm going to come on over. We're going to talk about this Knicks in Miami, and we'll see who else wants to log in. All right? All right. So I want to give a big shout out to Manuel, give a shout out to Marty. Thank you guys for calling in, and we're going to keep this going. You know what I'm saying? Guys that called in, make sure I'm going to add you to my contacts. Make sure you add me to your contacts. And then that way we'll be able to do this again. All right? Okay, we got another call coming in. Vaughn, you out?
Yo.
Hey, what's going on? Who am I talking to?
That's Michael, man. Hospitality.
Michael,
paramedic.
Okay. What's up, Michael? All right, we're gonna get you on over here in the chat.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
There we go. Michael, what's popping with you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's not looking forward to the snow tomorrow. No, it is.
Say that again?
Not looking forward to the snow tomorrow, but you know how it is.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It's supposed to be cold. They already canceled school. Not canceled school. 2 hours delayed for my daughter in the morning, because of the possibility of snow. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see what happens. So, what you feeling about our team, man?
Well, you could definitely see where Hardaway's value comes in. You could definitely see that because right now teams could straight up focus on KP.
Right.
They can straight up get on him, and that's about it. Because when Hardaway was there, he had somebody he could legitimate throw it out to, and they got to stay honest because Hardaway would knock that down.
Right.
But now it's a situation where
I don't like what Courtney Lee's doing. Just dribble, going nowhere. And I think it's time to let loose on Frank. Give Frank the keys. Let Frank do his thing.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Give Frank the keys. Let Frank go ahead and let him play, let him learn. And with Hardaway being out, Hornacek was doing it earlier, a couple weeks ago. He was using Frank at the 1, using Frank at the 2 a little bit. I think he should go back to doing that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I think that was helping. You know what I'm saying? I think that was it was allowing Frank to get more minutes. It gave us a little bit more flexibility in the lineup. I know sometimes Hornacek is grasping for straws a little bit, trying to figure out what lineups are going to work. What lineups are going to, give us a little bit of a spark, especially with Timmy being out. But I think if he plays Frank a little bit more, look like we lost Michael. But to continue, maybe he'll call back. If we play Frank a little bit more, then we'll be able to.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know what just happened with my phone. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I got you back. We play Frank a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Let Frank play. Jack is running his course a little bit. He's not doing the things that he was doing in the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? Fact. So we kind of need we need Frank to step in. Sessions, he plays Sessions some spot minutes, but Sessions not going to give us what we need.
Sessions, when he comes on the court, he just wants to take over because he wants to show that he can play, but that actually hurts us when he's on the court.
Yeah, Sessions is like he doesn't look like he's running the offense when he's out there to me. It's like he's just coming up and down the court trying to get something done, trying to play. Like you said, want to get his. It doesn't look like he's really running the offense. If he could run the offense a little bit and play some defense, he could really help us because he can get to the basket. That's the one thing about him. He can get to the basket. But, it doesn't look like he's really thinking the game. He's just playing the game. And there's a difference there. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I was watching Frank play tonight, and he looked a little aggressive in that second quarter. He looked like he was getting in the flow, and as soon as he got going, Jeff pulled him. And I'm like, well, you got to pull him. Like, he got like 7. He got a couple assists. He was playing some good defense. And I'm like, all right, so let him rock. Nope, pull him out of the game. I was confused by that move.
Yeah, it's almost like Jeff has I don't want to say a minutes restriction, but he has his rotation, the guys that he wants to play and win. And that's what he's going to stick to for the most part. And sometimes you just got to go away from that and say, okay, this guy got it going. I'm going to just rock with him,
You can see it in when Frank plays, too. It's almost like there's a set plan, and he's not going to go aside from the plan. I feel like you got to allow Frank to grow. He got to learn how to play on the fly, You can't just call out a play from the side. Because every time, if you look at him, when he's coming up the court, he's always looking back at the coach, like, what you want me to do? He's always looking back at the coach. And from time to time, I want to see him look at the coach. Just go out there and play ball.
Right.
Go out there and play, make something happen, You're the point guard. You're the coach on the floor. So you shouldn't have to look towards the coach for coaching. You should know what you got in mind. You should know who you want. And earlier in the season, that's what he was doing. He was playing a lot more, even though he wasn't offensively as aggressive as he's becoming now. But you can see he was more free. He would move the ball. He would come back and get it back if nothing's happening. And now it's a situation where it's like the coach wants me to do this, so I'm going to do just this. And if nothing comes out of it, well, I did what the coach wanted,
Yep. I totally agree with you. I definitely
agree with you. Let's free up and let's play,
Yep. I definitely agree 100%. I see him all the time. He's looking over at Hornacek, to figure out what he wants him to do next, instead of just playing. And I think in fourth quarters, he kind of just plays and it's the reason why he's been able to score better in the fourth quarter, make plays and things like that in the fourth quarter, because I think he just plays the game in the fourth quarter without trying to always be, not make mistakes. A lot of times he's playing to not make mistakes instead of just playing the game, And I think when Frank stops looking to Hornacek for every single call, every single play, then you'll see that Frank can play a little more freer, a little more looser, and his game will be, his game a little bit better. He'll play better. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Michael, thank you for calling in, man. And we'll continue on with the show. If anyone else wants to call in, feel free to give me a call. Donald, you're right, man. Pretty soon it's coming. I know I'm trying to do a lot, to make the show right. But as soon as I get everything in order, I have a nice workflow going. It'll go smooth. You know what I'm saying? It'll go smooth. But it could be coming, Donald. It could be coming. We'll see. We're trying to make things. You probably see. I mean, what you guys don't see back here is I have like 3 screens going on at one time. I got a screen that I'm looking at that has my encoder, right? So I can see the chat. I can see myself. I can see what's going on. Then I got a screen in the middle, a big screen in the middle. And then I got a screen over here. So I got a lot going on out here. You know what I'm saying?
Hello?
But, we're trying to make this thing happen. Jeffrey, what's popping with you, bro?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I got a Bluetooth headset on, so I don't know how it sounds.
I don't see you, but I can hear you. So I'm going to just keep you like this, all right?
But you don't see me. All right, hold on. Let's turn that back.
Okay.
Can you see me now? All
right, I see you coming up now. Right now. Jeffrey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just want to give a shout out to you.
All right, everybody, can you hear Jeffrey good enough? I hope so. I'm gonna slide you on over. Jeffrey, how you say your last name? I don't want to butcher it, man.
Sventura. I get shit.
What is it?
Oh, my bad. I don't know if I can curse. Sventura.
Sventura.
Yeah,
all right.
That's usually.
You may need to speak into the mic a little bit more to make sure everybody can hear you.
Okay. I just had one question for you. I was curious to know, out of everyone on the roster now, who do you have on the trade block and who is safe?
Who do I have on a trade block and who stays? Well, I have Carlo Quinn. I would have Carlo Quinn on the trade block. Because we have a glove at center. Carlo Quinn is making $4 million a year. He has an opt-out clause. So I think he's definitely going to opt out at the end of the year. So during when we get to this trade deadline, February 8th, I would definitely have Carlo Quinn on the block.
I agree.
I'd be looking, we're at the point in time where you can move players like Sessions. I'd be looking to see if for teams that are vying for a championship or teams that think they need 1 or 2 players to get over the top, I'd be looking to see if Carlo Quinn or Raymond Sessions fits that bill for them. So that's, those 2 guys, I'd be looking to see if I can trade those 2 guys. But I'd also be keeping my options open. I'd be looking to see, whatever everyone on the team is I don't want to say is expendable. I think Frank, KP, you probably Tim Hardaway Jr. You probably don't touch those guys unless something just extravagant comes along. Everyone else is kind of, hey, if you're gonna offer me the right thing that helps us out, then they're available. But those 2 guys I'd be looking for specifically, and maybe even Billy if the right thing came along. If
I was gonna say, man, because I think Billy is easily trade target. He's just warming up our benches right now.
You say he's just warming up the bench for us. Now, the only thing about Billy is this, and what I was going to say before you said that. The only thing about Billy is that Kyle O'Quinn has an opt-out, and so does Cantor. Cantor also has an opt-out, right? And so if both of those guys opt out, you don't know what's going to happen. And so if you don't know what's going to happen, then Cantor might, I mean, you may need Billy Hernangomez. You may need Billy next year. You know what I'm saying? Just if.
But
if,
would you play Billy over Noah?
Would I play Billy over who?
Noah?
Right now, no. I wouldn't play Billy over Noah right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't play him over Noah
I
right
just
now.
kind of feel like we have a Okafor on our hands. You know what I mean?
We have a who?
Okafor.
You said if we brought in Okafor?
No, I feel like Billy is basically our Okafor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And you know what? It could be. I mean, he has to. He has to. He's got to. He's got to work on his defense, bring his energy out there. You know what I'm saying? Billy, he has potential. I think he could be a double-double guy. I guess there's just some things he's got to work on, and maybe he doesn't fit exactly into the type of game that Hornacek wants to play, but you would think he fits more than Cantor, because he can get up and down the floor a little bit better than Cantor can. But Cantor is just a beast. Cantor is so much of a beast down low, can rebound the ball, and he takes up so much space down there. There's no way that you're going to be playing Billy over him. But I think that you keep Billy around. He's been, this is his second year in the league. But I would make him I'm not gonna say available. I would listen to what people say, but you still have the you keep that option open to keep him or move him if the right thing comes along. Because at the end of this summer, like I said, Cantor and Kyle O'Quinn can both opt out. You don't know what's going to happen there. Yeah.
Did you, by any chance, catch the?
And let me just say to everyone real fast, guys, I don't know what's going on, and actually, I do have Verizon. I don't know, what's pulling this. Something is pulling the stream tonight. I don't know what it is. But hopefully, I mean, the health is good right now. Hopefully, it stays that way. Yeah. Yeah, but got anything else, Jeffrey?
Did you, by any chance, catch the Enes Kanter special that they did the other day?
Say that again?
On MSG. There was like a little video that they did for Enes Kanter on MSG the other day. Did you see that?
No, I don't think I caught it. What was it?
It was pretty cool. It was just basically him talking about how much he loves playing for the Knicks, and he said that he wants to retire as a Knick. But he also said early in his career, he passed up millions to come play college ball. So that makes me wonder if he'd be willing to make a similar sacrifice to stay with the Knicks.
Yeah. I don't know if he will pass up millions now. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think he passed up millions then, probably because, at that age, he probably could have had a contract over in Europe that maybe would have gave him $2 or $3 million or whatever it was, but it would have stopped him from coming to the U.S. And sometimes those contracts, it's a little bit crazy in the way teams have to try to buy out the contract and all those type of things. So we don't know exactly what that would have been like. And then, coming to the U.S., you're going to get some money. And then, later on, as long as you stay healthy, you're really going to get paid. So that could have been the reason why, too. You never know. You know what I mean? At this point, I don't feel like he would not take the money because in the NBA, man, you got to get the money when you can.
Right.
You know, and because you know it's a business, and just as soon as you're not productive, that money goes away. So you get the money when you can get the money. Yeah, and I think for most, I'm not gonna say everyone, and Cantor seems like the kind of guy that maybe would be like, hey, I've made $100 million or whatever he's made, $70 million already. I'm good. He could be that kind of guy. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Could be
Yeah,
that kind of guy.
definitely interested to see, man. It's going to be crazy next couple of years. I'm excited with that. So it's going to be a crazy next couple of years. I'm really excited, though.
Yeah, definitely. Crazy couple of years, and I'm definitely excited about it.
Yeah, man. But hey, that's all I got, man. I just wanted to stop by. I'm about to drive home and finish listening.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling in, and hopefully when we're back on Friday, we call in on Friday. Hopefully my stream is strong, and we'll be able to do it again.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we get that W too.
Yeah. Stay warm, bro.
All right, man. You too.
Right. Okay. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I don't know why the stream is acting funny like that. But hopefully we hopefully it's good for the remainder of the night. So we had some really good questions there, and I seen somebody just somebody sent me a message. Matt Tempo, okay, he's calling back. And after Matt, I'm gonna take one more call after Matt, and then my man Matt Tempo, what's going on with you, bro? I don't see you on the screen yet. Okay, so you just gonna talk? Okay, cool. All right, we got Matt Tempo on the line, everybody.
What I was talking about is, what do you think about Devin Booker? I've been trying to say that on there.
About Devin Booker.
Hell yeah.
I think I like Devin Booker. He's the kind of guard that he'd fit perfectly in Hornacek's offense.
That's what I'm saying. Him and Frank and KP in the future together, they're building.
Yeah, that would be tough, because we're worried about if Frank is going to if Frank is going to penetrate, those type of things. Well, Devin Booker will give you that. And Devin Booker, he definitely has a future. And you know what? Let's be honest. With Phoenix, you never know what's going to go down with Phoenix. The Phoenix, Phoenix they're a little bit weird sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what's going to happen with Phoenix or what Phoenix is going to do.
It's a fact, yeah.
Because if you look back, like Marty, you say Booker isn't going anywhere, but take a look back a couple years ago. Phoenix had Isaiah Thomas. Who else did they have? They had Isaiah Thomas. They had Dragic down in Miami. And then they had someone else. Was it Knight? I think maybe Knight. Right? They had all these guards, and then they lost them all. They traded them. And Jeff Hornacek was the coach then. You know what I'm saying? And they were building something. They had a good little thing going on. Then they traded Bledsoe, right? They traded Dragic, kept Bledsoe, traded Isaiah Thomas. So you never know what can happen down there in Phoenix. They do some weird stuff down there.
I think they try to trade him before he leaves. I don't know when he's a free agent, but I think they know they can't keep a superstar there.
Yeah, they might. When is he? When is his contract up?
I don't know, but I read something a couple days ago where they said they might trade him because he answered the question basically saying he's not committed on the future there. So that's what I'm saying. It's in the air, and I would love to see that kid in New York. Someone who can score, penetrate, like you said, and he played for Hornacek already.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
that shit seems nice.
That would be. Well, let me see. Let me see if I can.
That's
see
someone
what
you
we looking
trade.
at here.
Yeah, you trade Willie. Obviously you have to give up a first round pick in the future for him. Willie, a first round pick, and some other shit. I think that's worth it, and you still have money to pick up, someone in free agency.
Right. Let's see. Now, Devin Booker. I'm pulling up the salaries right now, so we can take a look and see what Devin Booker's making, and when his contract is up.
Yeah.
Wow.
How
Phoenix has a pretty low team payroll right now. Team payroll is pretty low. Their team payroll is $89 million, and that's low. That's low. Let's see. Where is he? Where is he? Devin Booker. Whoo. Devin Booker is making $2 million this year. He makes $3 million next year. I guess this is his rookie contract. And then he has a qualifying offer of $4 million in 2019, 2020. So it looks like he's on the same timeline as KP.
Could that be a problem? Let's just say they did get him there for money-wise by then.
By then, well, with the salary cap, there's certain restrictions on how much you can make and how long you're in the league. So there's only so much that he'll be able to make because there's a limit on how much he can make. I'm not exactly sure what that'll be, but whatever it is, he'll probably get the max of what he can make.
Yep.
Given his play, whatever the max is that he can make, he'll probably get. And the same with KP. So let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look and see what Devin Booker is doing this year.
Because a typical Knick thing would be trading for a superstar that's old. So I want to see him if they do make trades for young guys like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. I agree with you 100%. Now the only thing is where do you fit? Unless you're putting Devin Booker at the 2 and Tim Hardaway at the 3, but then you're very small all the time.
But then you got KP. But then Frank is a big point guard. Frank's a big. Then KP's big at the 4. I just feel like it could equal out. You know what I mean?
Right, that's true.
On
you got
paper,
KP who's big at the 4, Frank who's big at a point guard spot.
Like the Warriors, they're very interchangeable. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Right.
That's what the league is coming to now, anyway.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. The league is going very small, very versatile. Well, Devin Booker's 6'6", so if you got a 6'6" shooting guard, 6'6", 6'6" small forward. I'd like to have a small forward that's a little bit longer, but that's not too bad. He's averaging 25 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, 4.3 assists.
Not too sure.
But I tell you what, he's Phoenix probably going to do whatever they can to keep him. They're not going to be trying to give up Devin Booker like that.
Because you're right, because they have a whole, even before what you talked about that, even 10 years ago, they gave up everybody. Joe Johnson, fucking
right,
Mari Stoudemire, everybody.
Right, they gave up everybody.
Even Stephon Marbury back in the day.
Yeah, they had Stephon Marbury back in the day. They sure did.
Yeah.
GG Facepalm, you said if the Knicks want Devin Booker, they'll want Frank and picks. You're probably right about that. You're probably right. Yeah. Probably right.
Yeah, what's your take on Frank anyway? You think he's going to be a stud or what?
Do I think he's going to be a star?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be a star. I think he'll be a starter, though. I think he'll definitely be a starting point guard in the league or just a starting lead guard, let's say, something like that.
Like Schroeder on Atlanta, something like that?
Yeah, maybe something like that. I think he's going to be the kind of guy that gives you 10, 12 points and between 8 and 10 assists. And then plays defense.
Yeah.
That's what I think he'll be. I'm cool with that, though.
Me too, man.
I'm cool with that. I don't think you've got to have. I know a lot of people want to have these point guards, and and especially today, with guys like Steph Curry and these guys who are scoring point guards. People want to have these point guards that are going to come out, and give you 20 points a game. But I don't think it's necessary. I know, the Warriors are winning now, but they're not winning championships only because of Steph Curry. They have a team there.
Exactly, dude. And he's a 1 in a million point guard. I know there's a lot of scoring point guards out there right now, but the only one winning really like that, where it's a scoring point guard, is really it's him. Who else really? I know Kyrie, but he didn't carry that team with the Cavs. Right.
And, for the most part, these scoring point guards. You got Kyrie, but Kyrie really didn't win anything until LeBron got there.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying anything bad about Kyrie, but
no,
Kyrie, he's doing his thing with Boston, and of course you see where Boston is.
Yep.
But then guys like Damian Lillard. I love Damian Lillard. I like his game. I like what he does. I like the way he plays. But all these guys, for the most part, if you look back over history, scoring point guards aren't haven't won championships that much.
That's a fact.
Guys like Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd won a championship when he was older, but he was never a scoring point guard. But he won a championship when he was older.
Yep.
Guys like Chauncey Billups. When you look at the when you look at the Miami Heat, you have Mario Chalmers. You don't have to have a scoring point guard. Your point guard just needs to be that leader that's out there on the floor. That's what you need. You need to have that leader out there who is leading your team, making decisions for you, bringing in adjustments from the coach. That's what you need from the point guard. They don't have to be a scorer. And for the most part, these guys, over history, you haven't had scoring point guards winning the championships until recently. But I don't think that's the exact trend. I think it's because Golden State has a team. Steph Curry has a team behind him. A really good team. And when I'm saying team, I'm not just talking about a collection of players. I'm talking about a team that actually plays together as one unit.
Interchangeable, man. Yeah, they all do their job. That's what it is.
Yep.
But that's what we need to build, dude. I don't know how, dude. I know the Warriors. They drafted a lot of those players in the past year or two. Yeah, they signed a lot of players, but I just hope we could do the same thing, because a lot of those players were second-round picks. Like Draymond Green. Like, they just made the right choices, and they thought ahead. Like, not a lot of teams did that before them. Now they made the blueprint now, really, for the league.
Right, and teams like the Warriors now. Because, it's just been the last, 5-6 years that the Warriors have been the Warriors that we know. The Warriors now, the San Antonio Spurs, teams that are constantly winning. It's not getting a high draft pick that has them winning. That's not what is turning them into contenders, that they got, the number one draft pick so many years in a row. That's not what's turning them into contenders. What turns them to contenders is good management from their executive office. Right?
Yep.
Scouting, drafting well, and when I say drafting well, I mean if you have the 27th pick in the draft, you really did your scouting and you drafted the right player that you can develop, and then right there, player development.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Those things, and then making the right moves in free agency and trades and those type of things. It's not just about I'm going to draft the number one player. When you look at, you can look at Philadelphia right now. They've gone through, if you look at, they got the whole trust the process, and they tanked for all this time. But how many players do they have on the team from the years that they tanked left? Right? You got Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Well, and you got their draft pick from this year, Markelle Fultz. But guys like, of course they traded away Okafor. Just traded away Okafor. They didn't really get too much for him. They traded away
Joel, big guy.
Noel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they're still a team. They're a young team that's on the rise, but they're still a team that's below 500.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I mean,
though.
they remind
I
me
agree.
of
It's value picks.
Yeah, exactly. You need to have, yeah. You know, they kind of remind me of the Clippers back in the day. Right? The Clippers used to be the Clippers. They used to get all these players, and they had these squads that everyone thought was going to be turn into these great teams, and then they suffer some kind of injury or something would happen. You know what I'm saying? Where
like Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, something would happen where they just had bad luck. Philadelphia reminds me of them. Yeah. They're like the Clippers of yeah. You said the Clippers are cursed. I don't know. And maybe Philly is too. I don't know. I mean, every year their draft picks get injured unless that's, part of their process. You know what I'm saying? Get the guy injured, let him get strong for a year, and then come back and be, a rookie of the year or something. But
right though.
But those teams, they build and they win because they develop the culture. And when people come into that culture, they have no choice but to fit in.
And they buy in, yep.
And they buy in. You know what I'm saying? And then it's, and so everyone, and if they don't fit in, they move you along. Well, go to a team where go to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think, hopefully that's what we're trying to build here.
Because, dude, you bring up like Nerlens Noel, first round pick. Then you look at the Warriors, like Draymond Green, second round. The value there is crazy. Like, they don't even have Nerlens Noel anymore. Second round pick and Draymond Green is defensive fucking genius out there,
Exactly.
We need guys like that.
Exactly.
Crazy. Yeah. But I hope we do. I hope we turn the corner because, us being fucking Knicks fans, we've seen it all negative shit for the past however long.
But we've seen it, right? We've seen it all. We've seen it all, man. We've seen it all.
Oh, it's awful. Then you guys like Stephen A. Smith, dude, like saying, he butchers KP. I don't know if he does anymore because I don't really watch ESPN anymore. But, like, obviously, Knicks fans were down with first drafted and stuff. But he, even a year or two later, like, he's just still, like, he won't go on his word that he was completely wrong. I don't know. Nobody gives a Knicks any benefit
Stephen A. Smith, sometimes I think Stephen A. does it because he knows it's going to get Knicks fans upset, and brings a little bit more ratings for his shows and things like that because he don't want to give Frank any props.
You don't give no Knicks props.
Yeah. Yep. Well, hey, Matt, is Matt, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get on to the next person that wants to call in.
All right,
and I think the next person is going to be the last one, and then I'm going to log off for the night. All right, I appreciate you calling in.
Yep, no problem, boss. Take care.
All right, appreciate you. All right, I'm going to take one more. I'm going to take one more, and then I'm going to call it a night. All right. So the next person that comes on, what I'd like you to do is, if you can, if you have a question or two, we'll answer those. But I want to talk about this. Finish talking about New York and Miami. I don't think we ever got a chance to really finish talking about it. We didn't really look at it. Miami, they're playing good right now. They're hot right now, and we need to try to. Hopefully, this is a game that we can pull off. But it's going to be tough. We know they're going to be. Then we played them. We played them already once. Then we played Miami, and I think we really kind of, we kind of just ran through them. It wasn't too tough of a game for us. Maybe we just match up well with them. Maybe this is exactly what we need. If there's a young player you want to go after Justice Winslow. You think so? He's definitely a good defender. Justice Winslow, he's still working on his shot, right? Still working on his shot. He's got to get that together a little bit. Yeah, I think we did slap him around. But Whiteside didn't play. That's right. I remember that. Yep, I remember that. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be in for something a little bit different. Friday night because Whiteside will be playing. Should be playing. So we'll be in for something a little bit different. Yeah. So, do we have any more callers? If not, we've been on for about 2 hours. It's about 12:30, and I gotta get up in the morning and do some things. I apologize that the stream was kind of in and out tonight, but I think maybe there was just whatever it is. Who knows? But we won't have to worry about that next stream, Friday night. And hopefully I'm going to, we'll have it a little bit better. Make sure you guys know. I'll make sure everything is working so you guys can call in on Skype. And I'm still trying to work out the other things so I can get other guys, so I can get a number so that we can call in and do some things like that. Listen, I appreciate you guys for being patient. You know what I'm saying? As we're working our way through getting things really up and running on this show, and doing it the way that we want to do it. I could have just did like a podcast type of thing, but I really enjoy doing it live. I really enjoy, having the screen up and being able to share information and show videos or pictures or articles and things like that. So I definitely appreciate you guys sticking with me. And it's only going to get better. I always need suggestions from you guys, though. So any suggestions you have about the show, get it to me. I'm still working on how I can, I'm gonna be multitasking like a mug up in here because, I have plans to, be able to get on Skype when I open the lines up, play some music in the background and some things like that. So I'm definitely going to be multitasking. One of these days, I'll probably need an assistant to help me to get some things going. You guys never really got a chance to see my full studio. You've only kind of seen this. So I'm trying to build a setup where I have something in the middle and a full studio here, and I can have visitors coming here, even though I live in D.C. But I can have some people that come on with me every once in a while and sit around the desk. So I'm working on some things to continue to make it grow. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. Thank you, Nairul, D. Gons, everybody. I really appreciate it. So I'm working to keep making it grow, and so we can, turn this into something, and it'll be our thing, however big it goes. You know what I'm saying? It'll be our thing, and we're gonna keep it fan centric, 100%. It's gonna be fan centric. All right, but I'm gonna log off for tonight. I hope you guys have a good night. Try to stay safe, stay warm. We got this winter storm coming through, so everybody, please be careful, stay safe, take care of yourself, take care of your families. All right. I'm going to keep working. We're going to make this show what it is. Actually, before I go, though, I would like you guys, if you get a chance, to go and check out the website. All right. Nothingbutnicks.com. And I'm still building some things on the website. But right now we have a fan forum up here. If you guys, you want to join the fan forum, you can feel free to join the fan forum. Right? We have a game analysis fan forum, trades and free agency, legendary Knicks. That's what we got up right now. We'll have some more things up here. All right? We'll have some more things in the forum as I getting people on here, taking suggestions. All you got to do is go in. You can sign up and then post away. All right. We'll have the schedule up here. I'm keeping it light for now, and it's gonna grow. Sometime, it's gonna continue to grow, but I'm keeping it light. We'll have tickets and apparel, as well as memorabilia up here that you can purchase. Always, we have the live stream up here. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever couldn't, get to it, you could always go to this website and be able to view the live stream. You can't view the live stream from this website on mobile, but you'll be able to go on here and view the live stream. If you click on 2017-18 salaries, it'll take you to Hoops Hype to look at the salaries. And then there's something here for NBK events. And the reason why this is here is because I plan on doing some events, some meetups, group tickets to the games, some of those things coming up soon. You know what I mean? So, some of those type of things happening where we can get together and, have a good time and just enjoy what we're doing, and we'll build it together, and we'll keep it a fan thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my plans, and that's my goals, to keep this all about the fans. You know what I'm saying? So if you get a chance, check out the site, nothingbutnicks.com. I'll put a link up here. You can just click on that. Get a chance, check that out. Hopefully you join the forum, and the site is going to grow. We're going to continue doing it, all right? Be safe. Have a good night. Peace. I'll talk to you later.